Welcome everyone back to Pommy and Oz. Hope we're all doing really well. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Can't thank you enough for the support that you've shown me throughout this season already. And we're here today to talk about the preview Carlton versus Fremantle, Adelaide Oval on the 6th of April. We're all excited. Both sides going into this game undefeated. Something has got to give. We're looking at Carlton here, 6 out of the last 10 they have won versus Fremantle's just 4 wins, 21 versus 19. It should be an exciting game because both sides here have made massive adjustments to the last time they met, round 17 in 2023, which Carlton ran out 98-45 winners. And this is a game here for me that I am very excited about looking at. In the terms of that, Fremantle have been very rigid down the back. They have become a very tough side to break down. JL over at Fremantle has probably surprised many people, playing a real tight game style that is really playing to the strengths of what the Fremantle side have. They're really hard to break down, particularly around the contest. They've got one of the highest rebound 50 rates in the AFL. They've been real rock solid at the back, and we know defences do win championships, is what we always say. Some real impressive performances as well. They absolutely slaughtered Adelaide. They had North Melbourne, and then they did the jump on Brisbane, playing very similar teams to Carlton. Carlton obviously had that resounding success versus North Melbourne last week, and a tight couple of games versus Brisbane, albeit at the Gabba, not a luxury of the home. But statistically, very similar sides. Do you know what I mean? We're looking at sides that almost at different stages, I feel, of their development. I feel like Carlton are maybe a year or two ahead. And what we're seeing with Fremantle is a very patient build-up. And you can see that with their disposals. They have more disposals than Carlton by about 35 and higher mark percentage. So they're really playing a controlled method. Clearances, very similar as well in total as well. So this game here is really going to boil down to, in my opinion, in them clutch battles, particularly in the midfield. And let's talk about what Carlton have improved. Their ability to score through turnover and creating midfield turnover really is a worry for Fremantle. Fremantle traditionally have been keeping their ball in the midfield. We've seen a lot of switches happening almost at the centre circle as they're patient. And what that has presented, because of the slow methodical build-up, is they rank bottom 3 for inside 50s and conversion from inside 50s. So Carlton there know that they're very time prudent. They take their time. They try and do it precise. And that has been Carlton's skill set this year. We've seen it particularly against halfbacks this year, where you've got players like Luke Ryan for Fremantle, that they're hurrying them up. They're rushing them into that corridor kick. They're making them dispose quickly. And that is going to be, for me, a very interesting little facet in what Carlton bring to the table in this game. Because if they can bring that, and bring that in abundance, we're really going to see the Blues, I think, dominate this game. Because what you've seen is two myriads of styles. Carlton have been trying to get the ball moving forward, get it up there quickly, and play the territory game. But instead of creating stoppages, which we saw in 2023 and in 2022, Carlton are actually trying to avoid the stoppage and get the ball free-flowing. And this game here, I think, is going to be a real interesting battle, particularly when you look at their backline versus ours. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and think that looking at their backline versus our backline, versus our forward line, I think something's got to give here. I really do think something has got to give. In the terms of that, I think Carlton hold the monopoly forwards versus backs. We know that their backline is very, very strong. But I feel like the movement of Charlie Curnow and Harry has been so important that when you add them extra feeds into there, you've got a big thing. And if you look at the TPI rating, you've got an 8.5 swing to Carlton in this game, just from forwards versus backs. And that is going to be, in my opinion, one of the telltale things, because midfield-wise, Carlton have the edge with just their different points of difference. And if you look at how they set up, particularly down the back half of the ground, you're really going to see Carlton have to use them Elijah Holland's efforts, definitely them Elijah Holland's efforts, but also got to look for Carlton looking at them abilities to pincer in with their midfielders roaming forward. And that is something that Carlton have had great success about. We played North Melbourne, who have a similar deep backline. They flood their numbers. Fremantle almost oscillate 16 people behind the ball. North Melbourne did that in the second half at the start, and Carlton, they negated their way using a very short lead-up kick from about 55-60, and then looking to handball it and get it in at pace, which created different angles. And we saw this game, instead of leading centrally, Harry and Charlie started to lead out to the pockets. And this could be a real case in point, because I look at their backline and I don't think that it is as mobile as most. And I feel like that Carlton will look at this and go, you know what, we can really look in and kind of take the game on here. Take the game on, get that short hit-up lead, and then get it deeper. An interesting battle as well is the role of George Hewitt, I feel, in this game. George Hewitt has really gone to another level, and what he's trying to do is stifle short movement. And a lot of people are talking about Carlton stoppage and clearance work not being as good as it was. It's still pretty impressive. It's above the AFL norm. It's the transition game that's taking off. But Carlton aren't allowing easy ball out of the centre anymore, and they're taking away them short options. And the only way that teams have had any success, Richmond running it out, is that way. You're having to take the onus on yourself. But a lot of the exits out of stoppage and clearance have just been kicks to nothing, which is why Carlton's intercept game is so strong on the other end, particularly with Adam Sard lurking with Mitch McGovern just out the back of defensive half stoppages, waiting for that dump kick. And Brayshaw is an incredible exponent of this. He gets the ball and he looks to handball to a runner. They've got some really talented players on the outside. Sarong likes to go direct as well, a bit like Tuck Miller. George Hewitt is the man who stops that. He says, look, you're going to have to take me on. I'm not giving you the short options. And Bam Bam last week was sensational auxiliarying this role, which really freed Cripper up to be a bit more offensive and a bit more nuanced. So I really like this matchup in the midfield for Carlton. I think Carlton will look at this and go, you know what, this is fairly strong. Obviously, there is areas, though, of concern. Carlton are probably going to come across more of the tallest forward line they've faced as of now. And we saw last week Michael Walters, Taberner and a miss, and Josh Tracy all conspiring for multiple goals. Josh Tracy taking the one, but was involved in quite a few. Jaya miss with the 2 goal assists. They really do look to exploit that front three area and get that deep entry. And that's probably why they've been so unsuccessful inside 50, because it is that little one-dimensional area. But Carlton will look at this and go, you know what, Harry Mackay and Charlie Kerner, they should feel very confident in this avenue, because Alex Pearce is a wonderful defender. He's very nuanced and he's very smart, and he isn't going to give away the frees that Aidan Corr and Toby Pink will. But I feel outside of that, Carlton can look at this team and go, you know what, we've got a chance here. We've got a big chance that we can go in and really look to damage them. Because I feel like Luke Ryan here, with him being just a bit taller than the average bear, he's going to have to do a bit more defensive work. And that is something that Carlton have put a lot of time into. Particularly, it is really noticeable in-game. Carlton have done their homework tactically of how to alleviate what the opposition do, but then also exploit what they can't do. And it's a slow game plan versus a very quick game plan. And I feel like Carlton can hurry you up. And I think so far with their elite running, I think if this game is close by half-time, Carlton will run over the top of them. Fremantle are going to have to get the jump on Carlton. And we've seen that with North versus Fremantle. North had great success by going through the corridor and quickly. So all in all, I'm really excited about this game. But I'm leaning towards a 28-point win by Carlton. Carlton will break the hoodoo at the Adelaide Oval. And I feel like they'll go into round 5, 4-0 and feel real confident and really bullish about where they are. What do you guys and girls think? Let me know. It should be a ripping game. We're going to see two quality midfielders going up against each other. I'm looking forward to it. Let me know in the comments. Till next time, peace, love and light. Pom out.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad.